Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. So this morning it is January 10th, 2024. We will be looking at Proverbs chapter 10, and I am going to look at verse 30 today. I've got something on my mind, and I'm trying not to mix the two things because they're two different groups of people that I'm communicating with this morning. You and another group. I need to stop it. Sorry. Sometimes I get in my own way. I'm going to show you what that looks like in the world that we live in. In Proverbs chapter 10, verse 30, it reads this way: "The righteous will never be shaken, but the wicked will not remain on the earth." This morning as I read that, I thought to myself, oh crap. I get shaken all the time. I am, the word in the Hebrew literally means to slip, to shake, to fall, to be carried, to be cast, be out of course, be fallen in decay, falling down, removed, ready to shake, just on the edge of worry, to slide or to slip. Even in the moment that I started this conversation with you, I found myself in that place of shaken. What do I talk about? Realizing that in that moment, my righteousness was lacking. Because I need to be solid and firm. Now, you got to understand, what you do with that shaking in the moment determines whether you're righteous or not. If you move forward with what you know, what you've already decided. For example, God told me to do this every morning. And every morning I do it. There's been a couple of times where I've been shaken to the point where I didn't. I definitely wasn't righteous that day. But for the most part, I think I've missed 3 times in the last 3 years where I could have done it. There was 3 days where I was out of pocket. I didn't even have any electronics with me. I couldn't do it by choice. It was a retreat where we didn't even have clocks. It was a good weekend. If you ever get to take an Emmaus walk, somebody offers you the chance to go, don't ask questions, just say yes. It will change your life if you let it. So, just saying, it was an incredible experience for me last year. Matter of fact, I'm participating in one in the spring where I'm going to help lead, and I'm looking forward to that because I know from my experience in my walk, the leaders got as much out of it as I did on my first experience. I can't wait. The righteous will never be shaken. And so that just in and of itself, it causes us to stop and think. If I know that the word is true, then I can move forward on that truth, no matter what the doubts that come into my head are. Because the action of the shaking determines whether you are shaken or not, right? But the second part of this is really profound. The wicked will not remain on the earth. And I've read it hundreds of times, and that's a literal statement. Hundreds of times I've read that verse out of many different translations. And this morning, a word came into my head. I went and looked it up in the Hebrew to make sure, and sure enough, it was the Spirit of God telling me what it meant. The wicked will not feel at home. They won't feel like they know. They won't feel like it's true. They won't feel like they have this place that's solid. It's not a foundational thing for them. And so they can never feel like they can just hold on to something. My example, doing this every morning. God told me to do this. I do it every morning. There are many mornings I don't want to. I'm tired, whatever. The shaking is determined by the course of action after the doubt. The doubt isn't the shaking. It's what happens afterwards and what you do with it. But when I don't feel at home. I don't feel comforted. I don't feel secure. That's when I see the wickedness come in. Today, there are many things that you need to do in life that are critical. But when you accept Jesus Christ as Lord, the first thing you have to do in that statement is say, this is true. And even if I don't understand it, it's still true. And I have to act as if it's true. And then it's okay to go to God and say, I don't get it, and you need to show me. I do that all the time. I don't get it. You need to show me. I'm going to do it because it's here. But you need to show me why. He's always glad to do that. He always took his disciples aside afterwards and saying, this is why. Question for you today. I asked it of the other group. Didn't think they two were going to mix, but are you a disciple of someone? Do you have a man or woman you follow who is following after God? Be careful if you say yes. Because if you say yes, you need to be committed to that person so that you are gathering everything you can from that person. I can tell you yes. I have had many that I have been disciples of. Some I have gathered everything they had, and they have said to me, I have nothing left I can share with you. You gained what I've got. Go and do. But I've never stopped looking for that next person to gather and follow and garner and gain from. Absorbing as much as I can. Many times in my life, just like the disciples, wherever that person went, I showed up. I had one, I'll call mentor, who was a musician, and he played secular music a lot. But he was powerful in the Word. And I would even show up to his secular music things as long as they were safe for me. So hopefully I wouldn't miss a nugget that he might share from the stage. It's just a thought for you. Are you actually a disciple? Or are you convincing yourself of something? Guys, I really appreciate you. Random, Rhonda, the rest of you that have joined me this morning, whether it's live or later. I appreciate you all. I hope you gained something from me. Maybe in some way I am someone you follow to a certain degree. If I am, I don't take that lightly. I understand the responsibility behind that. And when I say follow me as I follow Christ, it's the reason I point out when I'm falling down. It's because then in those times I'm not following Christ, so don't follow me down that road. I know it's not a good way to teach. I'm still learning, and I have teachers that are teaching me. But I'm doing the best I can, leading you the best that I know how. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.